Namaskaram to you all. By profession, I am a computer engineer, but my passion is always to tell and write stories. So I will use this occasion also to tell you a few stories. The first story is about Dadiji Maharshi. In the Puranic times, there was a Asura king called Vritrasura. He was very powerful, and he conquered all the worlds, all the three worlds, and even the Devas lost their kingdom. And this Asura was very powerful, and he was very cruel, and he took away water from all the worlds. The Devas went to Vishnuji and told him to help them to take back their Deva's kingdom. Vishnuji said this Asura is very powerful, and normal people and normal weapons cannot kill him. So you need a special weapon which is made from the body of a saint who has done a lot of tapas. So at that time, Dadiji Maharshi was the person who has done a lot of tapas, and Vishnuji said, "You go and ask his body, his bones, and then only you can." With that bones only you can kill this Asura. And it was a very odd request to ask. But Devas went and asked Dadiji Maharshi, "Can you give your bones?" But Dadiji Maharshi, he was a saint. He said, "Anyway, I have to leave my body one day. So if my body is of some purpose for you all, then I am more than happy to give you my bones." And he suddenly jumped to the Yagagni, and he gave his bones to the Devas. Using that bones, they made a weapon called Vajrayudha, and using that Vajrayudha, they again went back and fought with this Vritrasura, and they managed to kill him. So this is one of my first story I want to tell you. My second story is about Shibi Maharaj. You all would have heard about him. Shibi Maharaj was a very generous king, and his name, because of his generosity, his name was spread all the worlds, all the three worlds. Even the Devas were very jealous of him. So one day, Shibi Maharaj was sitting in his palace. Suddenly, one bird came and sat on his lap, and the bird said, "No, like an eagle is following me, and the eagle is going to kill me and eat me." Suddenly, the eagle also came. And the eagle said, "No, this is my food, give it back to me." The king said, "No, this has come to take a shelter from me, so I cannot give you this bird. You can ask me anything instead of that." And this time, this eagle asked a strange demand. He said, "I need the flesh from your thigh, from your body, which is equivalent to the weight of this bird." The king the Shibi Maharaj was very generous. And he said, no, he immediately bought a weighing machine, put the dough on one side, and removed flesh from his right thigh and put it in the weighing machine. But that was not equivalent. It was a surprise. And then the king removed flesh from the left thighs and put it in the weighing machine. Still, that was not equating the weight of the small bird. Then at that point in time, the Raja was very generous. He was ready to give his whole body instead of that bird. At that time, these people were Devas who came to test the generosity of the king, and they transformed their original forms. So this is the second story of Shibi Maharaj I want to tell you. So this was in the Puranic times. Now we are fast forwarding to our independence struggle. That time I want to tell you the story about Chapekar brothers. Chapekar brothers they waged the first armed revolution against the British. I don't know, any of you heard about Chapekar brothers? Yeah, so very rare. It's great if you know that. So they were the first brothers who did the armed revolution against the British in India in 1890, 1897. So there was a plague was spreading, broken out in Pune. And there was a plague commissioner was there, Walter Rand, and he was a very cruel person. So instead of helping the people, actually, he was using that opportunity to torture the people. He stripped the women in public and make them naked in public. And he was running a shelter camp, but actually it was kind of a concentration camp. He was torturing the people. So our people were furious about this, and there was a revolutionary movement was called Anishilan Samadhi, and they decided to kill this Walter Rand. And they located a place, the government guest house, where he comes there regularly, and they plan to kill him there. When he came out, they shot at him and they managed to kill him. And these people ran away. And the British didn't have a clue, who did this act. For 2 months, they were not able to find even who did this act. After 2 months, they declared a big reward for who is giving a tip about the killers. And as usual, we had a traitor from our side, a person called Ganesh Shankar. He gave the tip of these Chapekar brothers, two Chapekar brothers. And they were caught and they were hanged to death in 1897. They both were hanged. And actually, there was a third brother also was there. He was very furious about this Ganesh Shankar, and he went and killed the Shankar Ganesh also. And again, the third Chapekar brother was also caught in 1899, and he was also hanged to death in 1899. All the three brothers died. So think about that mother who lost all the three children. And you would have heard about Sister Nivedita, who was a disciple of Swami Vivekananda. She thought, she will go and console this bereaved mother who lost the three children. She went and was trying to console that mother, but wherein in her surprise, she saw that mother was fuming with pride. So she's saying, I have sacrificed all my three children for my motherland. I'm so proud and happy. So that was a story about Chapekar brothers and their mother. My next story is about Ullaskar Datta. How many people have you heard about Ullaskar Datta? So he was again a revolutionary freedom fighter who did a great sacrifice for our country. So this story is about Ullaskar Datta. So we are fast forwarding to 1908, where there was a very cruel magistrate was there. His name was Douglas Kingford. So this Douglas Kingford was very biased towards all our revolutionaries, and he did a punishment of bad punishment many of our revolutionaries. So again, this Anishilan Samadi, they planned to kill this Douglas Kingford. And they located him, and he was coming to a club, and when he was coming out of the club, they did a bomb attack on this Douglas Kingford. And there was Khudiram Bose. How many people have heard of Khudiram Bose? Khudiram Bose and Prafulla Chaki. These are the two guys who did that attack. But it was a failed attack. He didn't die because they fired the bomb on a wrong chariot, and actually he escaped. But these two flew. Khudiram Bose was caught and he was hanged to death. And Prafulla Chaki, he was not ready to give up. When he was about to get caught, he put the gun on his head and he finished himself. And they were not able to capture Prafulla Chaki. And this bomb was made by the person whom I said. He was a very bright student, and Ullaskar Datta, and he was a chemistry student. And he was studying. He got admission to this Presidency College in Calcutta because he was he got it through the entrance exam. But he was expelled from the college because he beat up a professor who was talking bad about Mahabharati. And he made this bomb. He was caught and he was sentenced for life imprisonment to Andaman. So he was sent to Andaman, and a huge kind of severe torturing was going on him. And he was able to tolerate all that torturing, remembering the name of Leela. Leela was his lover in the college. But they did, when the torturing was not affecting, they did electrocution to him, and they did multiple electrocutions so that eventually he lost his mental balance. And when he lost his mental balance, he completely became a kind of mad person, and they relieved him from the jail and sent him back to the mainland. And after a few years, he got his mental balance back, and then he searched for this Leela again. So when eventually he found Leela and he saw Leela got married. So he didn't want to disturb her, and silently, even without talking to her, he went back and he again continued his revolutionary work. And eventually Bharat got the freedom, and that time he was a refugee in Bangladesh. From there he came back, and he came to know that this Leela became a widow now, and she got paralyzed and she was bedridden. And he went and fetched this Leela again. And the rest of his life, he looked after Leela, and he spent his life like that. So that is the story of Ullaskar Datta. And my next story is about Vikrant Parashar. Vikrant Parashar is a para special forces commando, and it's an elite army of Indian elite forces of Indian Army. So one day in 2012, they were doing a parachute jumping, and he was doing that regular parachute jumping. But unfortunately, on that ill-fated day, this parachute didn't open, and he fell down flat from 200 feet, and he broke all his bones in his body, and his spine was broken into pieces. The doctor said, he will never get up from his bed, and the rest of his life he will spend in that bed like a vegetable. But he was a soldier, and he was not able to accept that. In his dream, always he was thinking about that that plane from where he jumped, and he dreamt that he will be able to jump again. He tried, he kept his determination. He pushed his limit. He's dreamt. He tried. Exactly after 2 years, 2014, on the same September 26, he again jumped from that plane. And 6th time he landed successfully. This was a story about Vikrant Parashar. My next and last story is about Munna Qureshi. Munna Qureshi was a rat miner. So if you remember, in 2023, November, there was a landslide in Uttarakhand near Silkiara. There was a landslide inside a tunnel, and around 40 meters of landslide happened, and around 41 people was stranded on the other side of this landslide. Around 17 days they were stuck there, and this even the India government swung into action again. They brought all the advanced machines and people from the whole world, and they were able to drill a micro tunnel inside that around big 30 big tunnel. They drilled a micro tunnel of like 1 meter radius, and they were able to go manage out of the 40 meters. They were able to go till 30 meter. But after that, they were not able to progress because all these steel rods and all fell down from the roof, and if the auger machine goes inside, that machine's the shaft will get broken, and again you have to go cut it using the gas cutter, and it was taking a long time. So that is the time this rat miners swung into action. So you cannot go walk inside. It's just 1 meter radius is there. You have to crawl. And by sitting, and you have to drill that rest of the thing, and you have to, even using a gas cutter, you have to cut all these steel rods, and you have to go further. And this Munna Qureshi crawled, and he crossed, and he drilled the rest of the 10 meters, and he saved all those 40 people after 17 days. These people were stuck inside 70 days. So I told you about all these people. But if you see this Munna Qureshi and all, he's just a normal small person. He don't have big muscles, biceps, or six pack or anything. He's just a small man, like ordinary people like us. So, but all these people whom I said, they were ordinary people, and they did extraordinary things because they put their heart and soul into whatever they were doing. So if we need to achieve something extra in our life, we have to put our heart and soul into it. We have to be resilient, we have to be consistent, and we have to be persistent. So we always have to put our heart and soul into whatever we are doing, and we should try to become a better version of ourselves every day. This is my message on this Vijayadeshami occasion. Namaskar.